People want to know why we do what we do.
They want to know where we're going.
We're two guys with big hearts.
We love telling a good story.
And we're damn good at it.
We're local realtors who love serving others.
We are relationship-based and data-driven.
We love showcasing our corner of the world.
And we do it in style.
We are the local voice in the community.
It's time to turn on the mics.
And let's get to the show! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Love Local podcast. Today, we have one of our very own today, Jay.
Yeah, excited to be sitting here with a good friend over the last 6 months. She actually still talks to us since we've been here at Bell Works. That's like a complete record. But we're excited to sit down with Jackie Steffen, which runs the Fitlab gym here at Bell Works, where that I pay $25 a month for and I only go one time a week. And apparently they'll take
And look how good you look. You know what I mean? That's only one time a week for $25. She must work miracles.
Yeah, it's truly a gem. But Jackie, super excited to have you here
thank
today. We'll chat with you here in a moment and get to know you a little bit more. But before we do that, we'll go into our video from our sponsor, Bell Works. All right, friends, we are excited to showcase one of our sponsors, Bell Works Chicagoland and Hoffman Estates. Bell Works is new to the Chicago area, but the vision has been around since 2008 in New Jersey. We decided to set up our office and studio here at Bell Works because the energy within the building is off the charts. Working around other businesses and entrepreneurs in this modern space is unlike any other place available here in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. From the unique design to the vibe of being around other businesses and entrepreneurs, we were hooked from the first time we walked through the doors. The vision behind the Bell Works model is special, and in our opinion, the future of how we will work, live, and play. They coined the term metroburb, metropolis and suburbia. My friends, it is the best of both worlds, a city vibe, but right here in the suburbs of Chicago. Bell Works is a destination for business, culture, and life unlike any other in our area, with world-class offices, one-of-a-kind retail space, delicious dining options, awesome event spaces, and much more. The build-out is still in the beginning stages, but trust us when we say that it is a special place. Bell Works is unique in that it is a special place for any size business. Businesses have the opportunity to grow without ever having to leave Bell Works. They can start with a private office within a collaborative co-working environment called CoLab. When they grow to where they need more space, they can get a private built-out spec suite within the ready-to-wear suites. And if the business keeps growing, they can have a suite built up on the 3rd and 4th floors. The building is truly meant to create a community to help businesses thrive, grow, and be successful. The building is beginning to come alive and growing with tenants every single day. We are having a blast here at Bell Works and have enjoyed our new routines from working out in the Fitlab gym that is available on the lower level to our coffee and lunch from Fairgrounds in the square. Bell Works is bringing urban cool, urban comfort, and urban convenience to the suburbs. To learn more about Bell Works, visit www.bellworks.com or reach out to us. We would love to connect you with them.
All right, well, welcome back. If you haven't figured out yet, Bell Works is an amazing place to spend a little bit of time to work.
Amen.
It is a good place that you can get some food. And today we're also going to find out it is a great place that you can get moving and get fit. And so Jay already kind of talked about Jackie Steffen is joining us, but she really is from a company called Kanema, which basically runs the Fitlab here. And so Jackie, welcome to our show today.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Are you nervous?
I was, but
but then you realize we don't really know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, for you, it's very
I know we're really serious, and it probably throws you off. And it's Friday, but Jackie, in all seriousness, excited to have you on today, just to be able to chat and go into Fitlab, go into a little bit of your story, and just have a good conversation. So before we go in too deep, tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what's led you here to Fitlab at Bell Works.
Yeah, so growing up, I always was in sports, weightlifting classes, and all that stuff. I played softball and volleyball my whole life, all the way up until college. And then going to college, I was going into the athletic training program, and I was like, oh, okay, I like this. And then my advisor...
I think all college kids are like, I'll pick this major. Okay.
This will work. And then my advisor had told me about a new program, exercise and movement science, basically kinesiology was coming on. And all my classes had transferred over. And I was like, yeah, I kind of like this. You know, athletic training, you're kind of stuck in one spot. It's like you're working at high school, college with athletes, and that's really basically all you can do. And kind of with the kinesiology, you have tons of options. So I decided
kinesiology is almost impossible to spell.
Well, so I'm pretty impressed you even
you said it pretty well.
I can say a lot of things. Spell it. So I went to school and I had a business degree, but then I had a minor in entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And I spent most of the first year trying to figure out how to spell entrepreneurship. So it's not easy. Think about it. So when was it relatively new of a field of study at that school?
Yes.
Or during that time period?
At that school.
Okay,
Yeah.
at that school.
Yep.
Okay.
So I decided to go that route, and my advisor was really into corporate wellness. And I took a lot of classes on that. We, had a bunch of meetings and conferences and just learned a lot about it, and I ended up falling in love with it. Not knowing what I wanted to do with it, I was like, I do want to be in this field. So with that, I ended up getting my bachelor's in exercise and movement science and a double minor in fitness management and business.
Okay.
So had both sides.
That's good diversity
good balance,
too. Yeah.
yeah.
Good balance.
And so after that, while I was still in college, I had my internship with Kanema Fitness, and I was just researching on the internet, and I found this company, and
so no prior awareness of this company at all?
No, literally just on Indeed looking for internships, and I reached out to tons of companies, and they had reached out, and I just loved who they were. Great company to work for. They, the owners are young, just really great people, and I just loved the vibe, and we connected really well. So
I feel like when you're looking for a place to join, especially at a young age, it's like when you come out of school, most of us are 21, 22. Jason, you were like 25 by the time you got it, after 7 or 8 years.
32.
So like when you come out of school, you're very uneasy about the organization you're going to join, right?
Yeah.
So like it's a big decision.
Yeah.
So when you first met them, and how did they help you put you at ease? Like, how did you know that it was the right fit for you, that you wanted to join this team?
Yeah, so as soon as I walked in to do like my interview for my internship, we sat down, and everyone was just so laid back. It's like, come in fitness clothes. We'll just talk, hang out a little bit, like get some lunch, and the one.
Did they make you like lift anything?
No.
We're like, hey, go lift that dumbbell.
No.
Hey, can you stretch? Can you do a 5-minute warm-up drill for us? Because that's what seemed like that would be a good. Like if you're interviewing a carpenter, you want them to build you something.
Yeah.
I don't want you to tell
Well,
me.
you know,
Or like a personal trainer, I could
Yeah.
see that, but it sounds like you're doing
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, and this was like my internship. So, I had no experience personal training. I had no experience teaching classes. Like, I didn't even know what I wanted to do, you know? So I had like zero experience with any of this. So it's like, I was a little nervous. Like, I worked out. I've walked into plenty of gyms, but it was just a little bit different, like in a corporate building, But they made it so easy. And one thing that really stuck out to me was like, they're all about like growth and helping you grow within the company. It's not just like, oh, you're going to be a personal trainer. That's all we have for you. They were really into learning who you are, what your goals are, what you want to do. And, at this point I was still in my internship. So it was like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or, where do you see yourself doing within a company? And that really stuck out to me. And I just kind of, I was like, this is going to be a good fit.
There's a lot of value in, as you grow, your experience and levels and your comfort levels. If the company allows you to then keep growing too, it's like building blocks in your career. Yeah. That's why people stay. Yeah. So when you hear about all these people leaving lately from jobs, it's probably because they don't feel that ability to grow and to stretch.
And I've always had
lack of connection, I think, is with other people too that are leaving their jobs, right? Like it sounds like their values and your values kind of stood together.
Yeah.
So you were with Kanema for a while, and then Bell Works hasn't been there that whole time.
Right.
So talk a little bit about your journey coming into Bell Works, and how did you know that the Fitlab was for you?
Yeah. So I was with Kanema for 7 years, and kind of bounced around. We're nationwide, so we have tons of sites all over. And I'm also regional director for them as well. So I, had a position where I was kind of like a fitness manager, but also had that time to go visit other sites. So before here, I worked at a couple locations in Schaumburg, and then I was at Estella's pharmaceutical company in Northbrook, all with Kanema. And then during COVID, we were opening up here in Bell Works, and they had asked me like, hey, can you go do a tour, making sure everything, looks okay? And I was like, absolutely. And it was just so crazy. Like, I came here, I parked, I walked in the doors, and like I was like, this place feels like home. You know, it's just the vibe.
It's
and
funny
they were
how
still
that can happen,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
and they were still doing construction and everything. So I walked down in Fitlab, and you know, everything I saw was like move inspired, work, eat, play, and it just like it felt so fun and me. And I was just like, such a good connection. And, you know, I left here, I'm like, I'm super excited about this project. You know, we were going to start hiring and things like that. And I left here and I sent out all my emails of, you know, it's great. And I get a text saying, hey, from my boss, hey, can you hop on a call? And, you know, I'm like, great, what did I do? You know? And, you know, she was like, do you want to be the general manager at this site? And it was like instantly of like, absolutely, you know, no hesitation. And I was like, it just felt like the perfect fit. And, you know, the general manager position has been offered to me a few times at other locations, and I loved where I was. And I was like, no, it doesn't feel right. No, you know, I liked that where I could, you know, still be at my site, but bounce around to other sites and not be kind of like locked down to one site. So, you know, everything happens for a reason, and timing is everything, you know? So it's like, hey, I said no to those sites because look where it led me now. And I absolutely love it. And I
like that outlook. Yeah. Like it's supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen, right?
So how many months have you been here now?
So June was a year. So we've been here a year. Yeah.
So what type of changes? We've been here since December, and we've seen a lot of changes. What type of changes have you seen in the growth and the evolution of Bell Works and Fitlab since you've been here?
Yeah, it's been crazy. The first few months here, it was like ghost town. Nobody was here, and you know,
it's the middle of COVID too. yeah, totally.
And nobody was coming. So
it was okay. You were like, go away. If you saw someone, it was stand on the other side of the hall.
Yeah, and it was, you know, I every day worked down in the gym to myself. I would do tons of workout videos and just to, you know, and I was super busy with all other stuff as well.
But you realize, Jackie, they didn't build the gym just for you, right? Like at some point,
I realized that. So people started coming. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you working out?
This is awesome. I have a whole gym
to
myself.
My gym?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what you're
my
doing here.
squat rack.
Yeah. So from then until now, it's just crazy. Seeing it develop of like having nobody in the gym or even walking in the building. You know, I'd come up and just do laps around Bell Works and not a single soul would be in here. And kind of as the months went on and people started moving in and the growth in the fitness center, I mean, I'm like almost maxed out at my personal training clients because people just want to train, which is awesome. Yeah. I love it. And I mean, we've tripled our numbers from, you know, the last couple months of members, which is great. And it just keeps growing.
And so I have not been there, but I've heard many great things.
Mike. You should.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. I think I'm not a poster child for the success of Fitlab, but I have heard a lot about the positivity. You know, like that people are going, they're feeling, and some of the people I'm seeing who are going aren't like bodybuilders. So like there's a range there. So describe to us a little bit about, for someone who hasn't been there, what are you offering there? What does it kind of look like? And is it classes, just lifting? Do they have to do sessions? What do you have there?
Yeah, and we have a lot. And what I like to tell people is when you walk through those doors, like I want people to change their mindset of when you're coming through the doors to work out, not saying, oh, here I am, I have to work out. No, like I want you to walk through those doors with good energy. Like, yes, I get to work out today. You know, there's tons of people who are like, would love to be in your shoes of being able to walk into a gym and work out. So that's one thing is that just love the good energy, and that's what I try to keep down in Fitlab, just to keep people happy, moving, and you know this is an important part of your life, like you know.
Yeah, but totally, and to be clear, like this is for Bell Works tenants, but also for just people throughout the community as well.
Yeah, so we are open to all building tenants as well as the public, and we have tons of companies surrounding Bell Works that we offer an on-the-block rate, so as if they were a tenant in the building. So for tenants within the building, it's $25 a month, and public, it's $35 a month. That's month-to-month contract. We make it super simple. No initiation fees, no cancellation fees.
And they get access to the lab whenever it's all
done.
The equipment is high end. If you're thinking about a gym out there, like you should check this one out if you live in the area. The equipment is high end. There's places there are small tracks, so if you want to do like sprints and stuff like that, you could do that in there. Then there's like a space for, I'm guessing you do classes in there, so like yoga, there's bikes in there too?
Yeah, so we have a variety of classes. Right now we offer boot camp, circuit style HIIT classes, yoga classes, spin class, and you know, kind of as we grow, we add
Mike
classes.
should do the spin class. When is this?
Hey, I can actually
Wednesday evenings.
Local's going to go on the street, and we're going to do a spin class with you, and Mike's going to be in it.
Absolutely.
I will hang on a spin class.
Yeah.
I can do that. Running or the other.
Yeah.
So my analogy would be like if you told me to be
yeah.
there at 1 o'clock, I'd show up at 1 and it'd be like, all right, I got to get my shoes on. I got to change. Then be like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. So it'd be like 1:20 by the time I actually get
Hey, we'll wait
Yeah.
for you. No worries.
No
we'll
problem.
wait.
Hey, no,
It'd
get
be
started.
The hardest class
I'll
she's
be
ever
5
taught.
minutes behind.
Hardest
I'll be
class
5
she's
minutes
ever
behind.
Yeah. Yes. So you
So
know.
the classes, so like I'm interested in that. I am
Yeah.
interested in that piece. So like when you talk about the classes, is it always you who are doing it, or is it sometimes rotational people that come in?
So
like,
right now I teach all the boot camp, circuit style, hit style classes, spin class, and then I have an instructor who comes in and does yoga.
Okay.
But right now I teach all the classes that's not yoga or a specialty class like Zumba, things like that. Which we don't offer currently, but I kind of do them like once a month just as like a featured class. But yeah, so I teach all the classes currently. And then we do also offer personal training. So I do all the training as well. When you sign up, you get one free personal training session. And then after that, it's additional. So that's all included in your membership as well. And then for classes, I like to make all fitness levels welcome. You know, people are like, well, I haven't worked out in 3 months and I can't come to class yet. That's not true. Anybody is welcome to our classes. Modifications always. You know, if you have limitations or injuries, let us know and we'll help you through it. So that's one thing I like to let people know because I think they kind of get scared about classes of like.
I think it's just intimidating.
Yeah.
Like if you go to yoga and you want to try it out, you don't want to go with a bunch of people that are doing like the crazy pose. You know what I mean?
And you
like,
can't even touch your toes.
Yeah, like you want to. So you do have to like. I think it's very important, which I've heard that you guys make it very inclusive, very welcoming, so that you can pick up and leave off wherever you need to. And that's what I think. To me, it makes classes less intimidating.
Yeah,
Totally.
absolutely.
I love how you make them fun too. We've seen them here, like in the square where you do the yoga classes too. So just creating community around that within this beautiful building is pretty awesome.
So I saw, like when we were checking out to move here in December, like there were some things that were out there, like on your Instagram page, or whatever, it's like turkey trot, where like they had to go up and down each like the outside. So and describe that, I guess, to people. And are you doing cool things like that still?
Absolutely. Yep. So once a month we like to put on at least like 3 different programs, challenges, feature classes. So it's like we'll do a challenge and we'll do a feature class and you know an event, whatever that may look like. So feature classes, you know, happy hours, we like to pair with local restaurants, kind of give them some business, small businesses. For example, like boot camp and donuts, we partner with Fairgrounds to kind of do coffee and donuts after boot camp class. And donuts are my favorite. Right? So wine and yoga, you know, just once a month to kind of, you know, and it's open to everybody. So, you know, for our classes, you have to be a member. So things like this, it's open up to friends, family, coworkers, bring everybody, come on in, have fun, network, meet people, just to kind of get people comfortable and, you know, see the space, see Bell Works. So we kind of switch off between being in Fitlab, being up here in Bell Works, being outside. And, you know, just to kind of keep it fun, keep people engaged. And, you know, us as a company, like as Kanemo, we don't like to get stale. You know, we like to think of like, what are we doing differently that other companies aren't doing? You know, and people see that like an event or a program, like, wow, that's really awesome. Like, even if they're not a member, they come to that feature class and like, this is really cool. I think I want to become a member and take the weekly classes and things like that. And to me, like, that's just kind of like life-changing. And me as a person, I kind of look at that too. Like, if I see like something going on in another gym by me, I'm like, wow, that's going to get me to step into that gym, you know? So we love to do things like that and just to kind of stick out a little bit and keep people engaged.
I will say donuts and wine get me closer to working. I mean, that's more my
style.
Seems
counterproductive.
That's all I heard. That whole like 3 minute.
But you know, you have to think about it. You have to eat 3,500 calories to burn to gain 1 pound of fat. So one day, one donut isn't going to hurt you. You know.
No, that's a good way. Honestly, that is a good way to do it. The second thing I had is like there are people that are intimidated to get out there and start something, and I'm sure you see that.
Absolutely.
Over 7 years, you've probably seen that 100 million times, right? So talk to the people out there right now that are thinking like, okay, this sounds great, but Jackie, she's fit, she does this every day. Of course, you're going to say it's easy. If they're starting that hurdle, what are some tips that you want to get them over that?
Yeah, so first step is, you know, just kind of getting yourself in the gym. And, you know, that can be, like you said, very intimidating. But we like to, you know, it's all about, I like to have people try to change their mindsets of just think of it as it like just any other day, you're just going to hang out with your friends or doing something, and once you kind of change that mindset of like you're not being forced to go somewhere, it makes it easy.
True.
So it's like just back to the basics of, I'm just going to go work out. Don't think of it as, oh, I got to go work out to lose weight. I got to go work out to do that. Once you change your mindset of like, I'm doing this for me to feel good, to feel better, like it's just like any other, anything else you're doing. So, just some tips of, I think the biggest one is changing your mindset, and consistency is key. It's patience, time. You just you have to work for what you want, and that's just kind of like anything else. But just really back to the basics of just changing that mindset, and just thinking of it as depending on what you need to do and what your goals are, or when you're contemplating of I need to step back in the gym or I want to go to the gym but I'm a little intimidated, it's just kind of what are your goals, what are you going for, and just kind of relax and find something that's comfortable for you. So like if I walk into a gym by me, like I have multiple gym memberships and there's some gyms that I absolutely hate going to, and if I'm a first time person going to a gym or I'm getting back into a routine, I'm not going to want to, that's not going to be like my go-to gym. So it's like find somewhere you're comfortable going, and if you really need help or it's like you don't feel like doing that on your own, find somebody to work out with. I think that's huge.
An accountability buddy.
Have somebody hold you accountable. I have people coming in all the time that are like, I'm scared, I'm nervous, and it's like I don't know where to start, and it's like it's just me having that simple conversation of like, well, you made it here, right? Yeah. That's the first step. And it's just also just having that conversation with maybe a personal trainer or the manager or whoever it may be can help you feel so much more comfortable. And you're like, wow, okay, like this is nice, So I think that's very important as well. It's just, feeling comfortable and finding a good starting point for you.
Yeah,
cool.
I agree.
Love those. Love those tips for sure. And as a person that has lacked consistency, and now I just like I'm gonna go once a week. I'm gonna spend 2 hours a day. Probably not enough, but I still have to make that time frame to go in. So you don't have to go in 3 or 4 days a week just to get started.
Yep.
Start small and build into that, but you do feel better both mentally and physically once you get going.
And you don't have to you're not going to be a marathon runner next week.
Yep.
So if you just if you can run,
those days are gone, man.
Well, if you can run a quarter mile,
for me at least.
We have a friend who's actually trying to do the marathon.
Yeah.
And so I would have put $1 million against him doing this. And then now he's doing his long run. So now he's at 12-mile runs, which I would have never guessed. But he did that incrementally.
Yeah.
Every week's a little bit more.
We're going to have to carry him when he's done with this.
Hey, I mean, but I'll give him all the credit in the world. He's doing it,
And I always think less is more. You step into a gym, people think you have to lift these crazy weights, and they're going crazy, and that's not true. People are like, well, I don't want to do that because there's other people here, and I can't lift that heavy. Who cares? You do what you can. Everybody's different. Everybody has different goals. So absolutely, starting small and building from there, and that also leads to just building healthier habits.
I do know that whatever you do lift in the gym, though, you have to make a really loud grunt, right? Isn't that mandatory? Like as you're lifting things so that people look at you.
Mike, you're not allowed in the Fitlab.
No? All right. Well, that was what I was going to do. And I was going to wear sweatbands and high, 80s warmer socks.
I want to see this. So you can do that.
All right. Next episode, everybody.
All right, Jackie. If someone who wants to go to a gym where people aren't grunting, where they can get back into shape.
Is it a no grunt zone?
And build good rhythms and want to learn more about Fitlab to get their body, mind, and their
soul.
mind and their mind right. Yeah, their soul right. There you go. Where can they learn more?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, fitlabbellworks.com. On there you have all our information of where we're located, membership, classes, all that good stuff. You can even sign up on the website. My email's on there too. Otherwise, you can visit the Bell Works website. It's on there as well. And then obviously we have all our marketing and information here at Bell Works too.
Cool. And Instagram as well?
Instagram as well. Yep, we are on Instagram and Facebook.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, rock and roll. Thank you so much
for
coming on the show today to chat.
Yeah.
We are very appreciative. So
thank
our
you.
friends that are out there, if you're looking to get back into the gym or looking for a new gym because the other one's feeling stale, this one is a state-of-the-art gym that is pretty awesome for the cost that you get. And it's located right here at Bell Works with easy access to the gym from the outside. So if you aren't here at Bell Works, you could still get a membership at a true value. But thank you, Jackie, for coming on today.
Thank you.
My friends, as always, support local, love local, and we're stronger together. Peace.
Peace out.